About a week ago, I posted a video showing NPSS running with on an iPhone, iPad, doesn't really matter. And we didn't want to leave Android out. So what I'm going to do is quickly go through a short demo here on Android. You can see that a lot of the icons are similar, just a slightly different presentation style for the Android device. Second thing I'm going to talk about a little bit about is sweeping, and I mean sweeping by a student inadvertently sweeping with the rifle muzzle, the handgun muzzle, a student, and we think we have a pretty unique solution. Not a solution, but something that will help the instructor out, whereby we track the direction of the weapon and send a message to an instructor that's wearing Google Glass to let them know that the student is not doing something quite right. Call the instructor's attention. And the whole premise here is that no instructor, if you have 5, 10 people, can keep track of what those 5, 10 people are all doing at the same time. But our applications can help the instructor do that and simply notify the instructor what's happening as far as their weapon movement, their eye movement, as well as sweeping other students or himself. And we can do it in real time. So basically what we have here is very much similar to the iPhone, the iPad. We have the ability to do binaural playback, series of tones. We have location-based services where we can track where the person is actually shooting from. We have the ability to track the weather a little bit. We can do biometric tracking. We have a help mechanism, pretty fairly thorough. We have credentials and we have enterprise tools. In this case, I'm just going to focus on biometric tracking. And here you're going to see that we can track and record audio, the tilt or the movement of the weapon, be it a handgun or a rifle. We can keep track of what's going on downrange. Got a sort of a go no go indicator here of whether the weapon is still enough or it's not. We can track the eye movement of the shooter. We can track the direction that the weapon is actually pointed. And this coupled with the tilt is what I'm going to discuss here in just a minute. We have the ability to track movement, and the instructor can take a video and synchronize it with all these other parameters out here. So if I go to direction, you can see here it's basically a compass rose. And you can see over here is the establishment of a geofence. A geofence is nothing more than you set up parameters. And so if something is pointed between 30 degrees and 300 degrees, it's okay, it's green. If something is pointed outside that boundary, it's red or it turns to yellow. So what we have is the ability to detect the fact that since the Android device is actually mounted on the weapon system, we know the direction in which the weapon system is pointed. And if the student takes the weapon and points it outside that geofence, that prescribed area that the instructor has designated it's okay to point the weapon, the instructor is simply sent a message. So if we couple that with this, we now know the direction up and down and sideways, all the degrees of motion in which a student may be pointing at. And what this is more of it's a visual indicator to the student, but it's also a visual indicator to the instructor, and it helps us formulate a message which we go ahead and we send to the instructor. So that's about it. If you want to learn more, www.mps2.com, 603-505-6500. Thank you. Have a good one.